Tea. Looks like it's time. I'm Cindy, and this is MindSeed. This is my little virtual yoga studio, otherwise known as my living room. And I'm not expecting a lot of friends to come join. This is the first time that we're going live, but this is my community class. So it's a free live yoga class on YouTube the last Saturday of every month. And I hope if you're watching this later that you'll be able to join live next time. But I want to just jump in and start moving with you. So coming into a seated position on the floor of the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. Drop the shoulders. If you like, touching index fingers to thumbs. Otherwise, just resting with the palms open. You close your eyes if you want to. Just noticing the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Settling into the physical body, noticing sensations that are present in the lower limbs and hips. Checking in with the spine, abdomen, chest and shoulders, upper limbs, the neck, face, and head. We're going to start on the tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, just warming up the spine. Cat-cow. So as we inhale, tailbone and top of the head go up to the ceiling to open the chest. Exhale, we drop the tailbone and top of the head down towards the floor, rounding the back like a howling cat. On your own breath, noticing what's going on in the body, finding those little stuck places in your spine. Three more sets like that. On the next inhale, coming into a neutral spine position, tuck the toes under and shift our weight back into the heels. Feel the toes stretching out on the mat. So you're trying to stretch through the arch of the foot, through the big toe. Gentle pressure through the hands to increase the stretch in the toes. One more breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, the hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and let the knees be bent, the heels be lifted. Especially if this is the first time that you're moving like this today. We're going to tread through the feet, bending one knee and then the other. Chest moving back towards the thighs. Looking up on the next breath, walking the feet towards the hands, coming into a long flat back position. Again, your hands might be resting on your shins, your knees might be bent. Inhale here, exhale, release the spine, grabbing opposite elbows. Breathe into the upper back. Soften the knees up the tail and roll up through the spine. Head is going to be the last thing to arrive. Just going to turn so you can see me better. The front of the mat, and your shoulders up, back, and down. One more time. Up, back, and down. As we inhale, we reach the arms up, open the chest, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Soften the knees, rest the hands on the shins. Whatever you need to feel comfortable, steady. Planting the hands on the mat, we're going to step back into the top of the push-up, a high plank. Reaching the heels and the crown of the head away from each other. If you want to drop the knees here, more than welcome. 2 more breaths. Inhale. As you exhale, lowering yourself all the way down to the mat. Relax the tops of the feet. On the next inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, draw the shoulders back, using the strength of your spine to start. And take our hands in front of the shoulders, drop the elbows, sphinx pose. Taking a soft focus gaze a little bit in front of you, let your legs be soft. Inhale. And as you exhale, the hips come back. We're going to take the knees wide towards the edges of the mat if you have one. Toes touching each other, the hips back to the heels. Your hips might touch the heels, they might not. Either way, we're going to reach our arms forward, drop the forehead down. If you feel like you're crashing forward onto your head because your hips are quite high, I recommend stacking the hands on top of each other so that you can rest your forehead, decreasing the severity of that angle. And take a few breaths here. So breathe into the buckets. Your brother. Come back up into our tabletop, shifting the knees back underneath the hips. Cat cow, resets of breath on your own breath, moving through the whole spine. Inhaling into a neutral position, tucking the toes under, shifting the hips back. Stretch the toes, largely the feet. Press through the hands. Breathe. I'm going to stay on the live for a little while after the class ends. So if you want to make any comments or talk to me, you can do that. I can't really see the chat from here. Focus on your practice first. Shifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, you can bend one knee and then the other. You may want to sway your hips from side to side. Experiment with what feels good. If your arms are tired, drop the knees and take a downward facing puppy, stretching the hands out in front of you, dropping the armpits towards the floor. You get the same kind of extension through the upper back without having to keep weight on your arms. On the next inhale, looking towards the front of your mat, we walk our feet towards the hands. Inhale, long, flat back, open chest. Exhale, soften the knees, release the spine. Grabbing opposite elbows, ragdoll. The tail roll up through the spine. Head is the last thing to arrive. Shoulders come up, back, and down. One more time, up, back, and down. A little bit more of a traditional vinyasa sun salutation. Inhale, reach the arms up. A little bit quicker pace. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long, flat back, open chest. Exhale, plant the hands. Top of a push-up, knees down if you like, chaturanga dandasana. We lower ourselves down. We'll go all the way to the floor. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Cobra. Exhale, hips come back and up. Downward facing dog. Option to take the puppy if you like. 3 breaths here. Inhale, feet up. Lock the feet to the hands. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, we'll take our hands in front of the heart and breathe. Bring the feet underneath the hips or a little bit closer if you like. We're going to sink our hips down and back, sitting on a chair. Arms come up to frame the ears. Chest is open. You can stay here if you like, or on your next inhale, lift the heels up, keeping the knees bent. Little toe balance. Breathe. Exhale, release. You can stay here, or you can take the heels up. And exhale them down. One more time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, stretch and fold. You may want to keep your knees bent still, but you might have more space in the hamstrings at this point. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, open the chest flat back. Exhale, the top is push-up. One more time, chaturanga, and then all the way to the floor. Release, inhale, draw the shoulders back, cobra. Let's hang out in the cobra for 3 breaths here. Try not to scrunch the shoulders up to the ears. We want to press through the arms, drop the shoulders, and clean the neck. Chest is open. Inhale. As you exhale, We're shifting back, keeping the hips high, extending the arms forward, extended puppy, chin or forehead on the mat. Let's do the palms, lift the armpits up, hands underneath the shoulders. Let's get into the standing poses. So tuck the toes under, the hips come back, and then press up, downward facing dog. Relax the back of the neck. On the next inhale, we're going to pull the right knee close to our body, shift everything forward, and step the foot as close as we can to the right hand. Rotate the back foot, full sole of the foot on the ground. We're coming up into warrior one. Relax the arms to start with, and just feel the knee over the ankle, pressing into the outside of the back foot. Relax along the neck, and then we'll open up the chest and add the arms. Virabhadrasana. Warrior. Inhale, look up, exhale, warrior two. Looking out over those right 3 middle fingers. Look back at the left arm, make sure it's not a wet noodle. Extending out through the fingertips in both directions. Inhale here, exhale, elbow to thigh, and reach the right arm over, side stretch. Inhale, up and out. And rotate both sets of toes in the same direction. I'm going to flip so that if you're looking at me, you can see. We're basically taking a wide stance. The feet are parallel. Hands come on the waist. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, and take a long, flat back forward. You can take your hands to your thighs, or your shins, ankles, or the floor. Knees can be bent. Every variation is welcome. Check that you're still breathing. Scooch the feet a little bit closer together and then rotate through the thighs. So my toes are pointing out towards the corners of the mat, dropping my hips towards the floor, coming into Malasana or Yogi Squat. Palms together in front of the heart, elbows on the insides of the thigh. And let's connect this with the breath. So we inhale at the top, exhale, stretch the legs, hands come towards the floor. Inhale, sink the hips down, open the chest. Exhale, fold and stretch. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And from the squat, let's turn everything to the right. The right foot at the front of the mat. Stretch the left foot away, coming into a lunge. Shift our weight onto the right foot. Float the left leg up. Bend the knee Knees come together, step the feet together, forward bend. Soften the knees, drop the tail, and roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, and the shoulders come up, back, and down. Nice. So once again, I'm coming to the front of the mat so that you can see my angle better, but we're going to do everything starting on the left. So you inhale, reach up, open the chest. Exhale, release everything, shake it out. Inhale, sink your hips down and back. Coming to sit on a chair. You can stay here. This is plenty hard enough. You don't need to stress yourself. But if you want a little challenge, as you inhale, the heels come up. And exhale, they sink down. Inhale, the heels come up, all the way up on the balls of the feet. Exhale, slowly lowering them down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale here, exhale, fold, and stretch. Breathe here. Notice what's going on in the backs of the legs. Do they feel different after practicing for a while as you get warmer? Inhale, open the chest. Long, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Chaturanga. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. 3 breaths here. In and out through the nose. Inhale. As you exhale, the hips come over the knees, coming into extended puppy. Lengthening the upper spine. Press into the palms. Lift the armpits up. Tuck the toes. Hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. Relax the back of the neck. Breathe here. On the next inhale, we're going to pull the left knee towards the chest. Shift everything forward and step the foot as close to the hand as we can. Rotate that right foot. Full sole of the foot on the mat. And we're coming up with no arms first. Nice and relaxed. Grounded through the feet. Just feel the foundation of the pose first. Breathe. And then as you inhale, circle those arms around, look up. Virabhadrasana 1. Like an open arm position, if you prefer to bring the palms together, interweaving the fingers, you can do so. Inhale, open, exhale. Warrior 2, check out that right arm. Make sure it's not a wet noodle. Look out over the middle 3 fingers of your left hand. Pressing through the fingertips. As weird as that sounds. On both sides evenly. Pressing through the feet on both sides evenly. So in this pose, everything is pushing away from the center. Inhale. As you exhale, left arm to the left thigh, the right arm comes up and over, side stretch. Inhale, up and out. Turning your toes parallel. Hands come to the waist. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, long, flat back, forward bend. Again, you can bend the knees. You can take your hands to support you any place on the way to the floor that you like. Deep, smooth breaths here. From this side forward bend, we're going to heel toe our feet a little bit closer. And you have to use your body awareness to find that place where you can get your hips close to the ground. Your heels may be lifted. It takes time and practice to get comfortable in this position. So, support yourself with your fingertips. Let the hips be higher, whatever you need. Malasana, yogi squat. Take a few breaths here. And if you do have any cushions or blocks, you're always welcome to use them. I always recommend blocks underneath the hips in this pose so that you can work in the crease, the ankle crease and hip crease compression without having to hold your body weight. Inhale, exhale, stretch and fold. Inhale, sink the hips down. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. From the spot, we're going to turn everything to the left and find a lunge. So stretch that right foot back. Bend the left knee. Breathe here. And shift your weight onto the left foot and extend the right heel up towards the ceiling, standing split. Bend the knee, bring the knees together, and step. Forward bend. On the next inhale, lengthen the crown of the head away from the tail. Exhale, lay your belly on your thighs. Soften the knees, drop the tail, and roll yourself up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, and the shoulders come up, back, and down. Let's take the hands into the heart. 3 breaths here. And then we're going to drop the chin and roll yourselves down through the spine. You may want to soften the knees, keep that upper body rolling down, round, or at least flatten the lower back. And then at the last moment, the tailbone lifts up. Step the right foot back, coming into a runner stretch or a lunge. You may feel sort of constricted if your belly or your chest is on top of the thigh. You can just slide it out of the way. So also, if your arms are shorter, sometimes this can be uncomfortable. You can always take the fists to the floor. We're going to drop the shin and the top of the back foot and walk our hands up onto the left side. Let the pelvis fall forward. You can fold your mat over and tuck it underneath your knee if you have pain here. Breathe. little hip opening sequence. So we'll shift everything back, flex this foot, and hinge forward. Watch your balance. You may have to rest your hands on your thighs. You may be able to bring the fingertips to the mat. Hamstring stretch. Shift everything forward once more, and we'll take our hands to the inside of that left foot. Heel toe to the outside edge of the mat. You can choose to stay here. You can roll the sole of the foot off the mat. Maybe you can see me better. Opening the hip. You can stay here, or you can drop the forearms to the floor if that feels good. And let's stay here. In and out through the nose. You might feel good to rock your hips gently from side to side. A lot of what we perceive as tight muscles is the nervous system being protective of our joints and a kind of fear or uncertainty about what's possible there. And by softly moving through the range of motion, you can explore it in a safe way. Calm the nervous system down. Bring the sole of the foot back onto the mat if it was open, and we're going to heel toe, put the left foot across all the way to the right wrist, and then drop the shin. So this is a very open pigeon shape, and it's really quite intense, especially if you want to square the hips to the front. So I recommend bringing your heel closer to the right hip, because we want to square to the front of the mat and open the chest to start with. Breathe. And then as we exhale, folding forward over that left leg, your arms can extend out in front of you. You can stack your hands. You may want to drop your forehead. You might want to stack your fists so that your forehead is closer to the floor. And you might want to just keep your head up. So breaths in and out through the nose. We're going to sit on this left hip and come into a wide V shape, facing the side of the mat. Breathe here, just being vertical to start with. You have some options. So if you do have, like this, if you have a cushion or a pillow to put underneath the hips, I recommend it for anyone, not just people with tight hips. What it does is allows a lot more freedom of movement in the pelvis. So when we elevate our pelvis, we can explore the range of our hamstrings a lot more easily because we're at a way lower risk of dropping onto our tailbone and sacrum. Even sitting on an elevated surface with the legs straight or as close to straight as possible can be a stretch for a lot of people's hamstrings. So you can stay there. If you don't have a cushion, you might bring your fingers behind you and press your chest forward and drop your shoulders down so that you're really lengthening the spine. If you have a lot of openness here, you may want to bring your fingers in front and slowly, tentatively walk them forward, but let's keep the chest open. So I like to imagine I have a light shining out of my chest, or in yoga speak, you know, this is like the heart center. So radiating out of my heart is this light. It's very poetic. And instead of dropping my head towards the floor, I'm thinking about shining this light as far away in front of me as I can. So when I move forward, I don't collapse because I want to keep radiating like that. Little cheesy, but the image works really well for me. And the other thing to think about is if you have your hands in front of you and you want to go lower or deeper into the stretch, bending the elbows and dropping the elbows to the floor like you do in chaturanga instead of dropping the head. And you have this grip on the floor, you can pull your chest forward. While I've been chattering away, your hamstrings may have started screaming. Take your time. Make sure you're breathing. And we gently walk our hands back if they were in front. Find that nice vertical shape. And then we're going to come into the pigeon on the right leg. So we just shift everything towards the other side of the mat. Reach that left leg back. So again, like I was talking about before, you'll hear a lot of times people say to line your shin up with the front of the mat. But I recommend that you bring the heel closer to your hip. Take a softer angle there. Reach the left leg back, and then make sure you can square yourself to the front and try to stack your shoulders over your hips. Breathe here first. Inhale, and then exhale, coming forward. If you did use a cushion, now is a great time to bring it out again as a place to rest your forehead. Slowly walk our hands up underneath the shoulders. And then we have to scooch our right foot to the outside edge of the right hand. So we're coming back into that lizard pose. Just like before, we want to rotate this hip. You can bring the whole sole of the foot off the mat. You can stay here. You can drop onto forearms if you like. And again, that little shift from side to side, gentle, slow movement can be quite welcome. Placing the sole of the foot back on the mat, bring it in line with the right shoulder, hands resting on the knee. We're going to shift everything forward. Lengthen the hip flexor on the left side. And we shift our hips back, flex the foot, hamstring stretch. One more time, coming forward. Tuck the toes under, lift the knee, and you're in your runner's stretch on the opposite side. Plant our hands. Step the right foot back to meet the left. We're in the top of a push-up once more. Last high plank of the day. Deep, slow breaths in and out through the nose. You can drop the knees if you need to. Wherever you are, we shut our go all the way down to the belly. Let's stack our hands. Drop the forehead onto the stacked hands. Relax the legs. And we breathe here. Knees. And gently rock the shins from side to side. Little windshield wiper moment. Release some tension in the hips. Release the legs. Hands under the shoulders. Take the knees wide apart, toes towards each other. Hips towards the heels. And again, you have options. You can stretch the arms forward and drop the forehead over the chin. Or you can stack your hands. Or you can use a cushion to level out the angle between your hips and your head. Let's press through the palms of the hands, lifting the armpits up off the mat. And then we're going to thread the back of the right hand underneath the left armpit. Drop the shoulder and the head onto the mat, coming into a spinal twist. You can stay like this. You can slide your left hand so that it's in front of your face, and then press through the palm to increase the twist. This twist moves all the way from the lower back through the neck. You can even rock on your head so that you open your face upward a little bit. Deep slow breaths in and out through the nose. Place that left hand, press through the palm so that you can slide your right hand out. We slide the back of the left hand underneath the right armpit, drop the shoulder, drop the head. You can stay here or slide the right hand in front of your face and then press into the floor to increase the twist. And adjusting where your hips are, that's your option according to what feels better on your body. So you can shift your hips more towards your heels if they have come forward. We're going to focus on the twist through the spine. Even rocking on a sort of rounded skull so that you can roll your face towards the ceiling. And you're going to twist all the way into your neck. And we walk ourselves up to sit on our heels. This way. Just taking a moment here. I'm just sitting directly on my heels, knees together, palms resting on my thighs. And take some time to breathe. You shift forward and keep the knees pretty close together, but bring my feet apart and come to sit in between the calves and the heels. And you may have space underneath your hips. You can definitely grab your cushion, your pillow, and slide it into that space. It may help to gently rotate the calf muscles outward to make a little bit more space. You may feel an intense stretch in the front of the ankle. Many of us are not used to stretching in that direction unless you're a dancer. So if that happens, you can shift. You can sit on your heels again. You can tuck the toes under for a little while. Variations are welcome. From here, just gonna breathe. Allow the fronts of the legs to lengthen using gravity. Three more deep breaths. Release. And come into a cross-legged position on the mat. If you still have a pillow handy, if you've been using one, you can elevate the hips in your cross-legged position as well. Keep your legs a little jiggle, especially after that intense front of ankle stretch. Finding a cross-legged position that you feel stable and comfortable in. So it can be crisscross applesauce, can be Sukhasana or easy pose with one heel close to your body and the other heel either stacked on top or in front. It can be half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, or full lotus if that's in your practice. The point is you're grounded through the hips. The legs are stable and steady. The spine is long. And from here, take this, one hand on the chest and one hand on the belly. And we're simply going to follow the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Trying to think of our breath as being three-dimensional, because it is, right? So the navel moves away from the spine and moves towards the spine. The ribs move away and towards the center, like an accordion. The chest moves up and down. When we take a full breath, using the full dimension of our diaphragm, our hands, both hands, will move with the breath. Forcing overly full inhalations, allowing the breath to naturally expand into the full three-dimensional space. And lengthen your exhalation slightly. Slide the shoulder blades down and back. 3 more breaths like this. Release the hands and come into a comfortable lying down position on your mat or on the floor. If you got a cushion, keep it handy. You may want it. Before we do relaxation, just want to release any remaining tension in the body. So we're going to pull the knees towards the chest first. You can have the backs of the knees or the shins, whatever feels good. And we'll take a little rock from side to side, massaging the lower back. We're going to drop the knees to the right side of the body. Extend the arms like a T and rotate to look out over the left thumb. So this, again, the twist moves all the way from the lower back, all the way to the neck. And if you want to assist gravity, you can take your right hand on the outside of that left knee, gently press it towards the floor. In towards the chest. Give them a hug, take a little rock, massage the lower back. And we'll drop our knees off to the left. Extend the arms out like the letter T, looking over the right thumb. And again, the left hand can press that right leg towards the floor, increasing the stretch and lengthening of the outside of the hip. Letting gravity twist your spine. Knees into the chest, give them a hug. Take a little rock from side to side. And bring the feet towards the floor so you can keep the knees bent. You can use the cushion for your head or under your spine or under your legs, or you can extend into a full version of Shavasana where the legs are extended and the palms are open. And if it feels more comfortable, you can rest your hands on your belly. I'm going to give you a little body scan. So I will say the names of different parts of the body. And when you hear them named, just invite them to relax. Sense whatever sensations are present. Soften into the floor. After the body scan is over, give a couple of minutes of quiet, silence, and of course, if you wish to, you could always pop your earphones out and just continue to relax as long as you want. But to start, we're going to bring all of our awareness and attention to the right hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth finger, palm of the right hand, back of the hand, the right wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, shoulder blade, collarbone, right side of the rib cage, right side of the waist, the right hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth toe. Inviting the whole right side of the body to relax and sink into the floor. Awareness shifts to the left hand thumb, second finger, third, fourth, fifth finger, palm of the left hand, back of the hand, left wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, shoulder blade, collarbone, left side of the rib cage, left side of the waist, the left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth toe. Inviting the whole left side of the body to release and relax. Awareness shifts to the crown of the head, the center of the forehead, the muscles of the face and jaw, center of the throat, center of the chest, the solar plexus, where the tops of the ribs come together, the navel center, and the tailbone. The whole body resting in stillness and silence. Again, if you want to continue to rest in Shavasana, You may want to remove your earphones or mute the broadcast. Otherwise, gently, slowly beginning to bring some movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes, rotating the wrists and ankles. Making any small movements with the neck, shoulders, and hips that feel good. And slowly, gently rolling yourself over to one side and carefully pressing yourself back up into a comfortable seated position with the spine straight, index fingers touching thumbs. And just like at the beginning of the class, checking in first with the physical body. Just noticing what is going on in the lower limbs and hips. Any sensations you're aware of without judging them, just noticing sensations present in the spine, the muscles connected to the spine, the front of the body, chest, upper back, upper limbs, neck, and face. Awareness of the state of a physical body. Awareness of the current state of your breath. And awareness of the state of your thoughts. Taking the palms of the hands in front of the heart, thumb lightly touches the sternum, and as we bow forward, the thumb comes to the center of the forehead. Hariom Tatsat. And thank you so much for practicing with me. And I'm going to move my camera, and if you're still here and you want to visit and hang out a little bit, I can tell you what I've been up to, then you're very welcome. I sent you on a journey. As you can't tell, I'm not the most pro at streaming. See. Feel free to say hello if you're in class. The link that I posted in the chat has all of my online classes and also links to Kaizen in South Busan, where I teach classes in the studio. So if you click the link tree, then you can see everything that I've been doing. I have a mobility flow that's every Monday and Wednesday at 8 a.m. Korea time. That's on Zoom. And if you're local here, you can message me. You can message me on Instagram. You can find the link to my Instagram using this Linktree link. And If you send me a message and say you want to take class, then I can take a direct transfer, bank transfer, and send you the link directly, or you can go to my coffee, which is ko-fi.com/mindseed studio. I can chat, put it in the chat. We can hang out for a few minutes longer. I know some people, especially in the US, were like, wow, that's way too early for me to take the yoga class. So they were more inclined to pop in and say hello at the end of the stream, which I totally understand. I'm thinking about switching the time. So next month, October, the last Saturday of the month, is gonna be, let's see, 25th, October 25th. So if you have ideas about a time that's better for you, then let me know. I'm open. Um, I don't usually work on Sunday, so if you want it to be late at night so that if you're in the States or North America, you can still join, I'm open to that. I don't know how many people in Korea are going to want to be taking yoga class at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, but you never know. And if you're joining after the fact, if you're just watching the recording later, you can also definitely comment. Like if you like a certain time, let me know about it. I would like to be able to connect with my community more. It is definitely something I miss. I do teach in person twice a week at Kaizen, but there's small classes. And when I used to teach community yoga, sometimes there's 30 people in the room, right? And it was really great for my energy and really nice to connect with the community and to know that something was offered for them that was free. So, what I'm hoping to do in this way is to gather my very spread out community together, reconnect with students who I've taught in the past. And of course, like, yes, I want you to see what my class is like if you haven't taken it before and, maybe join one of the online classes. But more importantly, I just want to have a chance to say hello and see how people are doing. It has been a couple of years since I taught the community yoga in Busan, which is kind of crazy. And if you are local, if you're in Busan or you're in Yangsan, surrounding areas, even I suppose if you're in like Daegu or Ulsan or something, and you know a place that you think would be amicable to having an event like that, um, where 30 people come in and do yoga and then, have a food or something. Um, Tomorrow, Mindy from Kaizen is teaching the yoga and brunch at HQ. So I know that um, HQ does yoga events, but that's through Kaizen. I am trying, that also costs money. It is a really cool event though, so I recommend you sign up and eat the delicious brunch. But yeah, we used to have book club and or like book swap and also some pints afterwards, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll stay on for just a couple minutes more while I finish my cup of tea and then see if anyone else pops in. But otherwise, yeah, whether you're watching after the fact, whether you're one of the 3 people it says are here, I do appreciate it. And I think that a later time might be easier for a lot of people, so I am considering it. Do let me know. I just realized that when it says that people are watching now, that they might have gone back and started at the beginning of the stream. So they might not be live live. I am not a pro at this streaming, but that's kind of interesting. So if you are one of them, do drop a comment when you're done taking class. I may or may not still be here when you finish. And also, if you're dropping any comments and you took the class or you watched the recording, it would be great too if you let me know how it sounds and how it looks. Were you able to hear me fine the whole time? Were you able to see? Was anything confusing? I know I flip around my mat a lot of times, so whatever the case may be, I'm open to your feedback. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I do post sometimes replays of my online classes. In the shorts, I have some meditations and breathing techniques, short practices, and little tutorials and things like that. So I encourage you to, of course, subscribe with this button, which is just popped up in the bottom right hand corner of the screen when I said that. But anyways, wherever you are, I hope that your practice is great. I hope you'll come back next month. I will probably adjust the schedule, so subscribe, check the posts, maybe that notification bell thing so that you know when the live is coming, or if you follow me on Instagram, I'll probably post things there. And yes, do click the link tree. You can get a freebie if you sign up for the Substack newsletter. So all of those things. I'm very grateful for people who are showing up and taking class, and I hope to see you soon. Hariom. Thanks.